everybody, and thank you for joining another episode of Beasty's Films. Today, if you've been following anything that we've been doing, you'll see that we went hunting, was successful on a bow hunt on deer. We're still looking for elk, but right now we got deer, and we bring it home, got them all cut up. Now we're going to get ready to enjoy the tasty fruit of our labors there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to turn some of that deer into sausage. And some of the stuff that you're going to need, you're going to need some kind of a stuffing tool, a way to mix your meat, the seasonings, different seasonings you can get from Sportsman's Warehouse or various other places online. I got my seasonings from Sportsman's, so you can see. Like here's a Polish sausage mix that I got from Sportsman's. It's pretty good stuff. You're going to need some kind of casings. There again, LEM makes some really good stuff, really good products. These are the collagen casings here that we're going to make snack sticks out of. So I think that'll be great. I love snack sticks. They're easy to carry, put in your backpack. Anyway, some kind of casings to put your meat into while you cook it. You'll need a thermometer, some way to test your meat. A meat probe thermometer. So you can see how that works. It's just kind of handy. Fabulous tool there. Maybe if you're using the bigger casings, like these ones here, that we got an open pack here. You can either tie them up, tie the ends closed with the strings. This one came with string, or you can clamp the ends shut with these fabulous little hog ring things. They call them hog rings. So I'll zoom in on that. You can see that they're just a little pack of O-rings, and they actually say hog rings. I got all my supplies at Sportsman's. So your local sporting goods shop might have some of the same or something that works for you. To close them casings, you need hog ring pliers. The O-ring goes inside there, and you clamp it shut. Okay. So those are some of the things you need. Plus, then you're going to need a mixing tub to mix your ingredients in, and your cures in. I got some of my packets that I bought have little cure packs in them when you get the flavor kits, if you like, or make your own. If you make your own, you'll have to get a standalone cure packet, because I think it's really important that you put some cure in your meat. So you'll want to do that, okay? And so you have your cure that you're going to mix. You're going to need a mixing tub of some kind. I store all my stuff in like a little plastic container that I take out, and I can use this plastic tub as a mixing bowl or whatever. I've got some other tubs that we'll be mixing in probably. 5-pound batch, or between 5 and 10 pound max on something this size. This is a 5-pound mixer, so I'll be mixing my stuff, put my meat in here, and then it has a little stir deal in there that you can mix the meat. We'll probably be demonstrating that as we go along. So stay tuned while we get ready to make some snack sticks. We're going to make the little snack sticks using these casings right here, and our fabulous 5-pound stuffer here that I've got from the sausage maker. Just take that baby, you'll put your meat down in there, we'll crank that handle, shoot the meat out, we'll put our casings on, spread it all out, look like a bunch of worms. It makes you question whether or not you want to eat it, but trust me, it'll be delicious. So one of the things I like to do is I like to use bacon for my pork fat. You're going to make Oh, about half and half of your wild game and pork. But so I just take I go downtown and I get the bacon's ends in pieces, big packs, 2-pound packs, and I get it good and frozen or cold, and then I chop it into blocks to squares. So when it's good and cold with this cleaver, it's pretty nice to cut into your blocks. And you want to keep your meat as cold as possible. So now I've ground my deer already, and I've already mixed about 20% or so bacon into it, because I like bacon in my wild game burger. I just like the flavor of bacon. Each your own. But if you don't like bacon, then just use regular pork butt or something like that without any flavor. So you want, by mixing these into big squares like that, and then we'll run them through the grinder, and at the same time, while we do that, we're going to mix in a little bit of, I'm going to mix in a little bit of peppercorn here and run it through the grinder, and then we'll mix that in with our meat that I've already pre-ground that has pork in it. And in my case, I like bacon. My family likes bacon, so I use the bacon ends and pieces. It's got a lot of fat in it, which is what we need to help bind and give our sausage the texture we're after. Okay. So I'm just a baconaholic. I could probably eat bacon all day long if I didn't have to worry about dying from cholesterol or gaining 5 million pounds from all of that. So we're going to run this through the grinder. My wife was good to me one day. She knew I liked gadgets and stuff, so she made a comment one day. She goes, "I like stuff from you. I can buy you vacuum cleaners and kitchen tools and stuff like that." I'm one of those type of guys, I guess. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run some of this meat up through the grinder. You get it good and cold. The colder it is, the better. It just kind of takes away that wild game flavor. Tames it considerably. Alright, now I'll show you a little trick on how I clean the tube out. We're going to take a little slice of bread and just stuff down our stuffer while it's running, and that will clean out the tube. Pushes that right out and out, and then when the bread starts coming through, just catch it. And even if you got a little bread in there, it's not going to hurt. Just a little bit of grain, it's going to actually work to your benefit. Okay, so that's that part. Now we'll mix up the spices. So what I've got is I pre-packaged all my, I generally do 1-pound packs. So what I've done is I've just gone down and got like a little over, so I've weighed them out, and between everything I got 10 pounds of meat here. As you can see, look at you can see the pretty marble that's in that meat already for just hamburgers. And we're going to get that pretty texture, and we're going to add to it a little bit more with this that we just done. So I just take this and I put it down here in my meat. It's frozen, it's stiff, it's good and cold. We want this to be good and cold. See, it's still frozen. Don't want it too pliable. Okay, I'm going to throw that down in our handy dandy LEM mixer. I've got this is pretty fresh deer. It's still frozen, good and cold. That's the way we need it. The colder the better. And a lot of guys, they just take this like this, mix it in and make these into squares and rerun it through grinder. You can do that too if you like. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to get it good and thawed out. This will loosen up here in a minute. When as I cut it in chunks like this, it'll allow it to start thawing out and getting soft. See, the edges are already getting soft. You can see that. Taking our chunks and we're getting them down in this fabulous mixer. This kind of looks like down in there. All our venison. Didn't quite say in that video, but my stepson Aaron got he got a deer too, first deer with a bow. So we kind of put all our deer together and made one big old pot of grind meat. A lot of it's really good meat. You can see that mixer. These little arms just come around and we'll stir it all up. Put a little bit more of that down in there. We're going to take this grind that we just did with the pepper corns in there. All mixed down in there. Okay. A couple, 3 more packs to put in there and then we'll start stirring. Meat's starting to warm up, so what I'm probably going to have to do here real quick is take it down, put it in a cooler and cool it down a little bit. We don't want it to get too warm because it becomes mushy. It turns to slop, and you got to keep it cold. Got to have it a little bit thawed out so that the spices can mix through, you know. You got it too stiff, then you can't mix it and the spices won't go in. Okay, so we got all our meat in the pot ready for stirring. This is going to be set aside. And now we're going to mix our spices to go in. Get this out of the way. Get it cleaned up here in a minute. So what I've done is we've got our cure that I talked about. It's in this case for 10 pounds. It's 1 1/4 teaspoons of the cure to 10 pounds of meat. For this recipe. This is stuff I got at Sportsman's. You can get it wherever. Sausage Maker Inc. online out of New York. That's where I was doing it before, but I got tired of mail order and I wanted to go down and get my spices today, so I went to Sportsman's. Their stuff was really good. So there's your preservative. What we're going to do is we've got to put 1 cup of ice cold water in there. So I've got some bottled water getting nice and cold in the freezer. So I'm going to get that out, and we're going to do 1 cup of nice icy water. What we've got to do is kind of dissolve the preservative, the pink. It's a pink powder, so we got to kind of get it to dissolve in the icy water. Okay. Get it good and dissolved, and then what we're going to do is we're also going to mix. A lot of people, they run their dry powder into this, but I think it's clumpy, so a good trick to get even dispersal of your seasoning through the meat is actually get it nice and mix it in with your preservative here. Now we're using water because as you cooks at a slow temperature, the water evaporates out, so we've got to replace it. We've got to put extra water in because when it cooks, it's going to go away, plus some. So if I don't put any water in, it's going to get really dry and hard and jerky, and I want to moisturize. So that's the purpose of one of the purposes of adding water. Okay, get it good and dissolved down. Now we're going to add in our seasoning and get it mixed in. And then as we're churning our meat with our mixer here, you can do this by hand. A lot of people just crunch it by hand in the tub, put it down in there, and just work it through their fingers. I did that, but it hurts my joints and my fingers, so I got a mixer because the coldness actually starts sinking in and makes my hands hurt. So the mixer just helps me feel better. Okay, now let's get this going. So now what we do is I crank the handle. There's little bars down in there, and then start stirring this meat. Generally what you do is put this little fabulous cap on here, keep stuff from flying out and hitting you in the face as you're turning that handle. You can go both directions. I go a bunch of turns one direction. Oh, that helps if you have a clean up. And then I'll back it up and go the other direction just to help keep dispersal. Now what I'm doing here is I'm mixing the bacon that I've ground with the pepper in it. Peppercorns, and I'm getting that evenly distributed so we got a little better, richer mix. Yeah, it's looking really nice in there. Now we'll just go in both directions. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding our fat seasoning. I'll give it a little mix. And then we'll just start pouring it in. Ah! What a piglet! Heck with that. I'll just take the lid off. Okay. What a piglet. Here we go. We'll just for a little bit, churn it. See if I can, hopefully I don't hit I got it. There we go. They're doing a pretty good job. Okay, now we just mix the heck out of this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of here. We'll put it in our fabulous tub over there and then refrigerate it. and we'll come back tomorrow morning and we'll heat our oven up and get it warming up and coming up to temperature, and then we will start stuffing our casings and getting them dried out and getting them ready to go in for to start the cook process.